G'day guys, what's cracking? It's Ralph here and I want to show you the best way to video yourself or have somebody else video you on your smartphone. There's a few settings and skills that if you implement these with a couple of techniques, you'll have a really good result that you're super proud of. And so we're going to jump in now by looking at the settings. This is an iPhone 15 Pro Max. So you need to take that into account that whatever your phone is, whether it's an Android or Google, Android and Google, yeah, they might even be the same phone, I don't know, or an iPhone, depending on what sort of range it is, you need to adapt these settings, right? But first of all, just to kick us off, here we go, into the settings. We're going to go down, click on camera, and we're going to record video. So I choose to record at a base rate. So this is kind of where it starts at 4K at 24 frames a second. It's kind of standard setup for any video these days. You can go 1080p, which uses a quarter less memory, but I choose to go 4K. If you don't have much memory and you're a bit worried about it, you can get 1080p and get away with it. So don't stress about that. Enhanced stabilization is always handy in case someone's got a bit of a jitter. So it's a digital stabilization, but the computational devices inside the phone make it all really nice and stable. Action mode, lower light. We just video ourselves, right? We're not just going to be like running around. If you are, you can open that. I keep HDR video off. Auto frames per second are off because I like to control them. Lock camera, you can lock between front camera or back camera. I just keep it nice and fluid, and I don't lock the white balance either because I find the iPhone especially has a really good ability to just pitch the right colors in the right scenarios. But if you're finding your stuff's either too blue, it's too cold, or it's too yellow, too like kind of sickly, then you can lock your white balance right there. All right, let's go back to the other settings, and we have here record in slow-mo. We're not going to need slow-mo though. Record cinematic. We're not using a cinematic function because the phone has to be a further distance away from you, especially if you're holding the phone yourself. Record sound in stereo. I prefer that. Formats, we go in high efficiency, which means your phone can take on as much information as it can. And then moving down to video capture, I use Apple ProRes, and ProRes in recording is HDR. Let's go back out. We've got preserve settings. So I just select camera mode on, and that means when I turn my phone off, if I bring it back on, the video is going to be there at the settings that I had and ready to go. We switch out of that. Composition, you can have a grid, which I think sometimes helps you frame exactly where the center is, so you can put everything in proportion to the center of the shot. You can have a level, which gives a nice level here to make sure you're holding it at the right angle, so that's really, really handy. We are good to go. Let's go back to settings, and let's jump into the camera app. Now we've opened the camera app, and first of all, you want to make sure it says video just down there. Click on that, make sure that's good. See my level? So there you go. That's not straight, but that is straight. It gives me a yellow highlight line, and then it vanishes. And then I can square my face right in the middle of the shot if I want to, but I would suggest just shooting with maybe an eye line at that third grid. We can choose between HD, which is 1080p, or 4K, which is 4K. 4K is much better. It's 4 times better than HD, but sometimes you want to use less space, or you just want to send a video. So if you want to send a video via text or messenger, it's better to shoot in HD rather than 4K. But if you want to put it on social media or anything like that, I would suggest shooting in 4K because it just gives you a better quality, even though social media compresses it down. Basically, the 30 and the 60 is frames per second, and if you go 24 is standard, 30 is kind of if you want to go 30, but 60 is for if you're moving around a lot. So I just set it on 24, and like we're good to go. 4K, 24. Let's get outside and get some shooting done. Everyone, when they pick up their phone to film something, puts the face right in the middle. But what are we going to do with all this space? So what you want to do is put it down so they can see the rest of my body. Now, the problem is my head looks massive. So let's bring the whole camera right down, and we're going to hold it just there. Now you have a choice of cameras. At the moment, we can go super wide, which gives us a good context. We need to tell the story of what's in the background. Like, for example, oh, look, we're just doing a building site. Well, not really. It's just my fence has fallen down. But let's go to a normal shot now. But then we can also zoom in and zoom right in. Now that's good if I have a mic and you're standing a long way away, but we're not. So we're going to get back to where we should be. Did you notice the shake, a little bit of shake in the camera? So what you want to do, if you're the one holding the camera, is you want to get your feet shoulder width apart. You want to be comfortable in here. You want to hold it central to here with 2 hands, making sure that neither are blocking the microphone, just here. And then you want to breathe. So breathe in and out. You're watching the screen rather than watching the subject, because if you're watching the subject, you're going to be like, oh, wow. Ooh. and it's going to be terrible. So just watch the screen, keep the thing framed. It does mean you're transported out of the moment because you're stuck in here, but you'll get a much better result. And you may have guessed by this stage that I'm using a tripod to shoot this. So a tripod might not be a bad accessory to add to your kit, but we'll get to that in just a minute. Now, personal preference for me is to make sure that when you're filming yourself, you're holding the camera, you haven't got your arm in it. So I can put my arm in it by moving it out like this. I think that's kind of scrappy, and it's good if that's the effect you want, but you can actually just frame your shot nice and easy like this and make sure it doesn't look like your arm's in it and you're actually filming yourself. It's more appealing and engaging to your viewers. Then if your phone allows, you want to program the start and stop of recording to happen with the side top button and not the on-screen button. That will mean you can stop and start this without it looking like you're resetting the shot every single time you do it. You can also close it off seamlessly when you pause and then close it here, and it doesn't look like you've just gone like and put your arms in front of to doing it. It also means your fingers are free from the microphone that's at the bottom of the phone that can muffle and stifle the actual clarity of the results that you're getting. If your finger strays underneath to hold your phone up straight, and that's the problem right there. Now you want to think about ambient noise. It's really quiet here, but if we're next to a really big road, you're going to want to listen and go, gee, it's just too noisy to take the shot. We need to go somewhere quiet. You want to get out of direct sunlight. You see, this is beautifully lit, but if I've got stark sunlight either coming down on my bald nut or right across my face with my peak here, it's going to leave harsh lines. I'm going to make the darkness really dark and the bright really bright, and it's not going to look good. We don't want a high dynamic range. We want nice and beautiful lighting, which may mean you need to go in the shade if you need to film something just spot on. What you wear matters. I'm a classic at wearing inappropriate things, like I will wear a t-shirt to a formal thing or wear a suit to when it should be just chilled. So think about the message you want to convey and dress accordingly. Now you want to leave a couple of second gap before you start talking so you can trim it if need be. It's always good to start with a smiley face as you start and not be like, as you're getting all set up. Make sure your finger's not covering the microphone. The microphones are on the bottom of the phone. So if you're holding the phone like this, you can cover the microphone and it can stuff things up for you. You don't really want to be doing that. And then the hardest thing is when we're talking shorts, we're talking 60 seconds. So you want to do it in a single take. And that might mean going back and doing it again and again and again. Sometimes I had to go 7 or 8 times just to nail it because I forget a date, or I go perfect right until the end and I stuff up the ending. But you want to do one take, nice as you can, speak clearly, probably not as fast as I have, and you should be on my, and you, see what I did? And then we're not going to retake this, but you should be on the money. Now, finally, I want to talk about a couple of accessories that you may want to invest in as you go down this path. They're not essential to where you start. Your phone is more than capable, but if you want a better audio sound, I love these from Godox. They're very handy and portable. It's your full sound setup. It has a dead cat, so if it's really windy, it has a clip, and you've got a necklace and the charging cable, but this is the goods right here. You pull this out. I'll put a video just here that you can look at the full review of these, or go to the end of the video and you pull it out and you have 2 of these little microphones that just clip on your shirt, and this that plugs into your phone. Once you remove your phone case, there's a magnet on the back of these, and they are wonderful. Here's an example. There's a fair bit of noise in my house at the moment, so here's the difference between no mic or a mic that captures everything that's kind of within this vicinity, making a much better quality finish. Thanks, Ralph. And they come in this nice little container that you can click like this and carry it around like this. Super handy. Likewise, there's a really cheap light. This light lights up. It has like crazy degrees of lighting and just makes such a difference, especially if you're in a room with not a lot of light, or you want an extra bit of light on to create a little bit of contrast on your face. It just clips on your phone like so. Clip anywhere you like on your phone. Even the camera will shoot through the gap. You can go from cold to warm, and well, let me show you what this can do. Now here's the difference that can be made when you shoot in a dark room. So this is a dark room, but you can still see okay. Camera's picking it up all right, but let me turn a light on. It just clips onto the side of the camera. The camera readjusts, and all of a sudden you can have a much better finish. And you can change this light to be from really warm to really cold light, and all the way from very low light up to highlight, so it's bang on for what you need. Plus, I'm highlighted and pulled off the background. You just get a better finish and you cause the camera in your phone to work less hard, creating a better result. Good job, Ralph. Thank you again. And finally, you can invest in a tripod. I've actually lent my tripod out that I usually use, but there's a review just here and you can go and have a look at it. It's probably one of the cheapest and most accessible. It's good MagSafe, but if you don't have MagSafe, there's a ton of others out there. I see if I can put some links down below of ones that just have a clip that hold your phone. You want lightweight, you want versatile, and you want to be able to turn it into a vlogging setup where you can hold it a long way away if that's what you need. Gives you good options, but keeps it stable so you can actually have the phone resting on the tripod and you're not worrying about it. Woof, we've got there in the end. That's all I know about videoing with a phone on a, to video yourself. That's all I got. And actually, I might have more. If you ask a question, I'll be like, oh, actually, I do know a bit more. Or later on, I feel like, I forgot to put that in the video. But otherwise, guys, I hope this has been really helpful. And I look forward to seeing your videos online and be like, yeah, I was part of helping make that happen. So, yeah, take it easy. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.